In this scenario, an investigator must effectively locate an event starting with only geographic and time information, when and where the incident occurred. A visitor entered an employee area of a facility and was involved with the theft of personal property of an employee. Shortly before the interaction, the person of interest arrived at the parking lot in a black sedan. Rather than scroll through a lengthy list, use text search to quickly find views containing cameras of interest. In this case, we are looking for the front parking camera. Use thumbnail search to quickly search over varying time increments to find when the car arrived. Select the camera, search by thumbnails. Use the slider to control thumbnail size for easier visual identification. Clicking on the plus icon brings up more granular time increments. Use the thumbnail image to quickly assess when the scene changes. As we can see from the timeline, the car arrived at 10:51 a.m. Click the Add to Export Queue button to queue the clip for export at the end of the investigation. Use sliders to adjust the length of the clip. Send the clip to the export queue. The investigator can return to playback to pull up the entrance cameras. These cameras can then be dragged onto the viewing area to create a temporary view with up to 16 simultaneous cameras. Multi-playback will show a synchronized view of the event from multiple cameras. Use the sliders and time parameters to establish a start and end time for the event. These can be controlled using the thumb wheel or the arrow keys. Input the time of arrival, 10:51, to the entrance cameras to see the suspect enter the building. Here we can see our target individual entering the building. The thumb wheel can be used for digital PTZ for a closer look at the person of interest. Click the Add to Export Queue button to queue the clip for export at the end of the investigation. Send the clip to the export queue. Here we see the suspect moving toward the break room. The timeline remains the same after switching views. Double-click to see a single camera or return to the view. Watch as the incident occurs. The suspect is seen stealing a purse and proceeds to exit the building through a side door. Return to the start of the incident to queue the clip for export. Send the clip to the queue. From the export queue, make final adjustments to the clip's length. Select an export destination, enter details about the clip, and then select Export All. Using the information that the suspect arrived in the parking lot, we were able to determine the time the bad actor entered the facility, quickly find that clip, track them into the building, and find the interaction, all while moving clips to the export queue for bulk export at the end of the investigation.